All right, Coach, first half of the season in the books. Let's get ready to start SoCon play. Let's take a look back. 15 wins in non-conference, a wide variety of opponents. Just what some overall thoughts of the first half of the season?
Yeah, I think we got what we wanted out of the first half. I mean, every coach goes in wanting to be undefeated, of course, but we, you want your preseason to help you be better for conference, to know your team, know where the parts fit, get everybody rolling and playing at their best by the time you get to conference. And while doing that, you have to play some good competition. We did that. We had a real stiff schedule, and so I'm really happy with where we are. I've got our players are hitting, our pitchers are pitching, and we're fielding the ball. So we're really pleased where we are right now.
When you look at the first half of the season, kind of started out a little sluggish with UNF and Jacksonville, and then the Georgia trip, but then really came home and seemed to hit your stride. What do you feel like the team grew from that first 2 weekends to the home tournament here?
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things. You feel like that you're sluggish, but you go and look at what teams have done against those same teams. I mean, we have faced some really good pitching since, but we still probably face the best pitching that we will all year, those first 2 weekends. And it takes a while sometimes to realize that you got to give credit to the other team for some of the results. And so, I think the big thing we got out is we competed, we battled, we were battling at bats, even though we weren't getting hits. And then when we started maybe not hitting that level of pitching every inning, all of a sudden you started noticing our hits started going up. And as we started getting more hits and started becoming more confident, started doing our game, then the hitting got better because of that as well. And now we're on a roll.
Yeah. What you touched on there, some of the offense really seemed to hit strike when you came home that Catamount Classic a couple weeks ago, and now with this stretch you're on right now, I think raise the average up to, if not at 300. Just what can you say about that group as a whole, up and down the lineup? It's not been the same person every night, but there's been key contributors every night.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we have some standouts that you see there doing some stuff for us, and probably down through the lineup, we're probably the first time since I've been here that we've got the level of talent throughout the lineup that I am running into that. How do I get this person in? They're hitting, and you put them in and take somebody out that's hitting. It's a good problem to have, as they say. It's still something that we're working to figure out how we could, bat 11 instead of just 9. But until they change that rule, I'm having to figure out how to get people in and keep them hitting. But it's tough when the people that you'd replace them would be replacing are hitting so well. And so it's fun to watch. As a result, it looks like hey, the bottom of the lineup got the game won, and maybe that's the case. But you notice the top of the lineup also was still hitting, and where it's usually when you say stuff like this, the top of the lineup that hit, that meant the bottom didn't, and that's not the case. We're hitting throughout the lineup.
Flip over the circle. Relied a lot on 2 freshmen, but also senior there. What have you seen out of that group as a whole throughout the first half here?
Yeah, I think we've talked about it in the past. Tessa is our leader, and will stay the leader, and she acts like the leader, whether she's actually pitching at that moment or they're supporting the 2 freshmen that are getting a lot of innings in. She struggled a little bit again starting off, but again we were going against P4 competition, some teams that are picked and maybe will be still winning a big conference starting off the season, and so she is now getting into form and is pitching well, and the freshmen are freshmen, and even with freshman moments are doing very, very well. And so I think what we're starting to see is things settle, and we got done talking about the hitting, but we kind of settled in, and so you're starting to see the hitting be very, not just hitting well, but being consistent at hitting well. And I think you're going to see the same thing in the circle, that you're going to start seeing more consistency through now that we are getting, we're into the season. It's not trying to figure it out. You've got 2 freshmen that now have a lot of experience under their belt as freshmen, and I think you're going to see how that pays off as we are now getting into conference.
You touched on, I think, after Tuesday's game to the team, that this might be one of the deepest leagues top to bottom, 1 to 8 that you've seen in your time here. What do you look at as we head into Southern Conference play tomorrow on Saturday afternoon?
Yeah, I think that for every team, every series is going to be a battle, and so I don't, no matter who you talk about, whether it's us or UNCG or Chad or Mercer or Wofford or anybody, you're gonna no matter who they're playing, it's going to be a dogfight for them. Whoever seems to be favored, it's going to be a dogfight. They're not going to walk away. Nobody's going to walk away with a in the pocket win. It's going to be a fight for every one of those. And so I think that's going to make things, and the season may prove me wrong, but I think it's going to make it one of those things where it's going to be who's the last dog standing kind of situation. I think that in the past, if you got swept in a series, your chances of winning it really diminished unless something out of the ordinary happened. And I don't think that's going to be the case. I think you're going to see you can lose a series and that doesn't throw you out of it. And I just think that's going to be the way it works out. There certainly will be somebody at the bottom that didn't, at the end, halfway through, doesn't have much of a chance. And but I don't know that you're going to have the one at the top that isn't fighting till the last day of the season to try to win it all.
ETSU starts Southern Conference play here on Saturday. What do we need to do to start on the right foot and get that series going?
Well, I think the first thing we do is we don't make it bigger than it is, and it's hard to do that when you're getting in conference, and especially when it's your first conference series. You want to get off on a good foot. You want the hitting to keep going. You want some good pitching performances, and you certainly want to take the series. So that's I think the fact that it's the first series makes it really that much more important, but at the same time we've got to play like we're having fun, and it's not the most important thing in the world. It's just we're going out there and doing what the point of the game is to win a game, and it's hard to do that. It's hard to keep balancing that. We all know it's the first conference series, and we know that everybody is feeling this way in the conference. You want to do well your first series. ETSU is going to come in here wanting to do their best, and so it should be all those things going together, all the emotions that go into a first series weekend, I think are going to make it a lot of fun to watch.
Appreciate it, Coach. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you. Go Cats.